welcome to my channel, and today we're building a coffee shop. Today I have a different kind of video that I'm going to be putting out. So I am in the world for Snowy Escape Mt Komorebi, and I'm on this really large lot. It used to be where the bar was placed, and I had an idea of kind of turning this into a big space of different shops and stores and like places you can get coffee or something like that. I'm not exactly sure what things I'm going to be placing. This was the first item that I've built myself. It's a bookstore. I did record it, and then halfway through it stopped. So I don't have a way to get that footage back or anything, but I wanted to still show you guys it, and then we'll move on to what I'm going to build next, which is going to be a tea coffee shop. So as I said, this is a bookstore. It's called Jasmine's Bookstore. I figured that it's a cute sim who, like, her whole life has been wanting to own a bookstore. She loves reading, and she wants to show people the different stories and places that books can take you. So this is the front. We have some of these to get semi-capsules and bits and bobs. There is parking in the back, and she also loves plants. So if you come inside, we have this area right here where you can sit and read if you would like for your Sims. And then she has, not all of this is technically for sale, but a very big part of it is. Everything that is on these shelves and then a few items up here are on for sale. And then we have these items here, and it's just a cute little small bookstore. And there's a bathroom with that really cute tile that the pack came with. So it's small, dainty. I really liked how it turned out. I'll put some pictures so you can really see how it all looks before I start my next build. But I just wanted to show you guys this because I put a lot of effort into it. I was really upset that I lost my footage, but it's okay. I do have this on my gallery. I'm not exactly sure how I want to be placing, like, uploading these items. I don't know if I'm just gonna upload it as I keep adding lots, or if I'm going to try to upload them separately, but I think if I try to do that, when you place them down and you want to place all of them, it'll just delete everything that you already have placed. So I think I'm just gonna put them all up as I start building them for this lot. So it'll be the same lot, but with all of the buildings as I start placing them and building them. I hope you like the rest of this video. Thanks! So for this video, as I've already stated, I'm kind of making like a boutique, like, center area, mall, however you want to call it. This is on the lot where the bar used to be in Mt Komorebi, and I had this idea because I had saw pictures in Tokyo where they have a lot of areas where they're really compact. They have lots of stores, and it's like a hub for everybody to go to, and I wanted to make something like that. So that's what I'm doing. As I stated before, I had built that bookstore. I recorded it. Half of it was not recorded, so I just wanted to show you guys that first because I didn't want to just start building something next to it and people be like, well, what's that? So now I'm building a coffee tea shop. There are parts where I had to cut so much out because there's a lot of debug in this build. because I wanted it to have that coffee shop feel. So there are cups and stuff like that on shelves. I know that they're floating. Some of them are floating. If they weren't at that level, you wouldn't really see them at all because they would just be lost in the shelves. But there's some seating on the outside in the front. There's seating in the back in that fencing area. I wanted to kind of have that so it's marked off. So when I do end up building something behind it, it's not like you won't hear or see as much of that activity that would be going on behind them. And then there is seating inside. I do end up changing this roofing color. I was going off like a drawing picture that I had saw of a front building and it was red. I ended up changing it to green because I really didn't like how it looked. But here I'm starting on the front. I put in a little area for dogs to go potty. I just like imagined if like you wanted to walk around with your pets, they would have a potty spot, because right next door they have one where they don't want your dogs to go potty. So that's what I put there. This was actually kind of difficult to really set up with how I wanted it. Now these fairy lights I love. You have to put them up really weirdly. So the roof is extended to basically a full wall like drawing. So I just put a wall up, put the fairy lights on there. But for the next part, I had to actually completely delete the walls where I wanted to stick it because it just kept trying to place on that wall and I didn't want it to do that. So if you just delete that area, you can freely move around your lights, and I just hit Control 9 to move them up so then I could have fairy lights out in the front. I wish that we had different kinds. I know we have ones for like the toddler stuff pack and everything, but they have poles on them. I just want freely fairy lights, no poles. It's just like the strands themselves. I wish we had more of those. And then I found this perfect sign for this coffee shop. I thought that it was super cute. I was going to use the one that's on the ground there, but it was really bulky and I didn't like that, so I ended up using that. But I really wanted this to be something where you could take your Sims here, obviously because it's so many different things on one lot and you can only have one lot type. It's not gonna work as I would want it to. I'm going to keep it a retail lot type just because the whole basis of this started because I wanted to make a bookstore so you can come shop here, and I'm thinking of making a grocery store. I don't know how well that's gonna turn out, so you could like go to the grocery store if you want your Sims to live like that, so they have to go shopping to have food. So I was thinking of doing something like that, so I still wanted to keep it the retail lot. So here, when you come here, you might end up having to make your own coffee. I'm not 100% sure, but well, no, I know you'll have to make your own coffee, but I still like the vibe that you could have your Sims come here and they can do their homework, or you could just go on like a little date here or something. So now we're getting to the inside, and I had realized that I made it too skinny because the bar from the get together pack is giant. So I ended up expanding it, but I actually really liked it because it really made it seem a lot tighter. Like I wanted it to have little alley walkways, and I wanted it to seem like small and confined, just to add that like alleyway effect of these are all the different shops and you can walk all behind and around them and stuff like that. So that's what I did. And there is a lot that I ended up cutting out because half of this was just me scrolling through debug, finding a bunch of different items. So it's a little jumpy. I am sorry for that, but because of how I wanted it, I just had to keep scrolling through the debug. I was really upset. I wanted to put like little sugar bags on the counters. I spent like 15 minutes trying to find the sugar bags. I don't know where they were. I don't know where they are. I never found them. I thought that they came with cottage living, and I was just scrolling through that for like 10 minutes. Couldn't find it. Tried like regular debug, still didn't find it. So I just gave up, and that's okay. I still like it either way without the sugar bag. So those are the shelves that I do end up Alt-Control placing. To get everything that I did, if you hit Control-Shift-C on your keyboard, and then it will pop up your cheat bar, and if you put testing cheats on, enter bb.moveObjects, enter bb.show hidden objects, and bb.show live edit objects. If you type those separately, you'll be able to move objects freely up and down. You'll be able to find the bug and all that stuff. And you just go into the search bar for the actual items and type in debug, and that's where you'll find all the different cool stuff that I ended up placing down. I really wanted to have like an open sign or something on that door. All of the neon signs that we have for Get to Work, you can't change any of the colors. I wish they had other swatches, because I did not want a bright red and blue neon sign in the front of my shop. I didn't like how it looked. I wish they had other swatches, or I wish that they just had more signs. Like, we have a good amount of signs, but some of them are absolutely giant. I don't know when you would use them unless you were building like a mall or something. A lot of the stuff that I ended up using for signs, I sized down because they are so large. So I wish we had more signs. Most of the signs are all in debug, so if you don't even know how to get into that, or just don't feel like even putting in effort to scroll through it, because it's a lot. It's a lot on your brain, it's a lot on your eyeballs. I'll be scrolling through for like 15 minutes stuck on cross-eyed. It's debug is stressful. But if you don't feel like going through that, we have like 5 signs. It's not enough signs. I want more. I did want it to have the authentic feel of it being a coffee shop, so they would only use like paper towels, they have their soap dispensers, there's some aprons on the wall. I really liked the tile that I ended up placing down the front. I thought it kind of just separated from the walkway to the actual build itself, and I end up actually extending it out to the side because I do put seating there as well. I felt like the side was just super bland and needed something else, so I ended up just adding more seats, and I thought that that looked nice, and also a window, because it just felt really bland. I felt like I had so much going on in the front and in the little alleyway in the back, and the side just looked like they're like, oh look, there's a trash can. No, there was nothing appealing, so I ended up just extending that walkway more. I also put this book trolley thing here. I thought it would be cute that maybe the coffee owner kind of works with the bookstore owner, and that they have books that people might be giving away, and that they will end up donating them to the lady next door so she can end up selling them. So I thought that was cute. And I figured that sign could kind of like explain what they were doing with the books. I don't know. I'm thinking of story for the whole thing. Building in The Sims is a lot easier, and I find a lot more fun if you kind of create your own storyline for whatever you're doing. I know it's probably a little silly. I'm explaining this whole storyline for this singular bookstore, but it just makes it more fun and it gives the build more personality in a direction where you can go. This is when I found all of the coffee cups, regular glass cups, and the extra little items that you would be using when you're making coffee or going to a coffee shop. So I just scrolled through debug, found them all, placed them as many as I wanted down. The one thing with debug, once you get the item out, you only have it once. You can't use the eyedropper to like duplicate it. So if you want 12 of the flower bushes, you have to place 12 of the flower bushes, or else you have to go back into debug and find them. So here I will show you of me all placing all of them, and then I ended up making half of it too high, tried to fix it. Some of the items, they're just stuck floating, and you'll notice that if you load into this lot. I did the best I could, especially the little tiny espresso cups. Oh my goodness. That was so frustrating because if I lowered them down one more, they were literally in the shelf. And you could just see like a itty bitty top of the espresso cup. So they're floating. But the way that you actually end up playing, you're gonna have the walls down, or maybe you're not gonna be like at floor sim level, so you won't really be able to notice when you're actually playing. But I really like the extra touch to just be like, this is where they store their cups. I don't know. And I am going to say, this probably isn't going to be a normal lot that a lot of people can download. I'm just building this for fun. I'll probably end up having this in my regular save that I play in, but if you'd like, just let me know. I can try just uploading these individually after I'm done building everything, so you can just place it if you just want the coffee shop, or if you just want the bookstore, you can just place it that way. You don't have to try placing this entire lot when it ends up filled up. There's tons of packs that I'll end up using. I'll probably end up using all of them just because of how many buildings I'm going to be doing. So if that's something that you're interested in, just let me know. All of these will be end up on my gallery, but as I said, I'm just gonna put them up as I make them on the lot. So if you do end up wanting all of them together, you don't have to, it'll be a whole big mess if I just tried to put them up separately, like only that way. So just let me know if you want them up individually, and I will. I kind of figured that parking space would be for the owner of the coffee shop, so I do end up deleting the parking meter and just find a sign to put there, and I thought maybe it'd be like, shop owner parking only. And here is where the build looks so much better because I changed the roof. That red roof, it did not go with what wallpaper I had chosen, but I was trying to make it work. It didn't work. It was really bothering me. So here I'm just going to be doing some final touches, moving things around a little bit, and I end up changing and adding lights to the back and the front. If you like this build, let me know, like and subscribe. Thanks for watching. Bye!